Hi, chocolate friends. I am bringing back our weekly book talk and book club because I feel, again, more than ever, we need to stay connected. We need community. And this is a very long crisis of coronavirus. So I just wanted to continue to live out our mission in a way that was very, very helpful for people last year because we find ourselves in a very similar situation 1 year later. We are reading through One Chocolate Story, Bringing Peace to Our World, One Chocolate Story at a Time, which was our book that was written in 2020 with 20 reflections and 20 routines from the year. It was self-published and printed in Hawaii and released in March. And then we restarted the whole pandemic story together. And a lot of people have used it as a way to remember what happened in that year, although we still find ourselves kind of living in something that feels similar. And we've been going through it week by week. Every Tuesday is like the start of a new chapter. So we are on right now. If you are new to joining us, it's very easy to catch up. It's a very, very easy read. We are on chapter 24. This is week 24 on August 24th, 1 year later. We are also on routine 4, which is called Prepare. So we came up with 20 routines in the pandemic, as just really straight from my heart of things that have helped me to live during this time that I find myself still utilizing today. And it's been very helpful for me. And so I hope it will be for you too. But just to give you a recap of how these book talks go, we would just quickly talk about the chapter. I'll share something that's not in the book or a little more information than what you would read in the book. And then I implement or share a real example of how I'm doing the opportunity now in our own household or in my own life in hopes that it'll inspire you to do the same. So this is from chapter 24. It says, distance learning began for our household and for many families throughout Hawaii this week, while a second stay at home was also implemented. And on top of that, an added extension on distance learning, it meant that many of us had to adjust to working at home, work while distance learning, or working a second shift after school. And even myself, I forgot what happened a year ago. And reading this, I now remember that it was crazy. It was doing distance learning at home with my kids, and then when my husband would come home from work, then I would go into work at night. So that's kind of like the adjustment that happened. And it was a week that I was really, really tired, and so the routine that I came up with was to prepare and make preparations, because if we have some kind of systems and routines, it helps us to keep going with our day. And when other interruptions come in, it doesn't throw us off as much, because at least some things, or hopefully won't throw us off as much, because some things are already set and structured so that if you get interrupted, your kids can continue on with their routines, or your family can continue. Or when something else pops up, you can make room for it because you know what you would normally do today, and you can kind of shift it to the next day. So I get a lot of my inspiration for that from Emily Lay. She's the owner of Simplified Planners that I use. And she has a system, or she's very good with systems. And I'm kind of more of a free-spirited person at times. So I was really against systems at first, because a lot of business coaches and things would be very structured, would give a lot of advice about systemizing everything. And I used to see that as a way of kind of restraining people like me, because I know that systems work great for some people. Like, they love it. Checklists. What do I do? It felt a little restricting to me at first. And then I started to realize that actually having the system helps me to be more efficient. So then I have more free time for the creative side. And that's kind of the quote I put in here from John Wooden, is failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So if you don't prepare, you're more likely to fail because you're totally not prepared. And we can't be prepared for everything. So full disclosure, I'm not an expert. This is not Bible. This is just Erin's experience, and just trying to share it from a place of love. That's it. Take it or leave it. If you don't want to take it, that's totally okay. But this is working for me, so I wanted to share that with you. And some of it, when it doesn't work, I scratch it and then I just try something else. So in the book, I did talk about the ways that I prepare mentally at home and at work, because a lot of the things that happened during this time was we were preparing for curbside pickup. every Saturday, or every week, which was new for us, to have this rush of cars. And I'm sure some of you remember, we would put things online and it would sell out in 2 to 5 minutes, and we weren't used to that. And like the longest sale would last 20 minutes. Well, that was like a year ago. Now nothing sells out that fast. But when we first did it, things would sell out so fast, and then like 100 cars would pull up on one day during the week and pick up all of their orders. And it was fantastic, and it was wild, and it was crazy, and it's totally not like that anymore. Now it's like spread out, and people come out 5 days a week, and it's a lot slower, but we're here, we're grateful, we're surviving. So it makes a comparison of how you prepare mentally at home and how you prepare at work. Then another one was the preparation of supplies, and as a former teacher, I really understand how important it is that kids have all of their school supplies and that it's easily organized and accessible, because you really watch your kids struggle. Like in distance learning time, I was reminded what it was like from the teacher perspective, to watch them struggle because they don't have all the colors, or their pencils aren't sharpened, like really simple things like that, or they don't know how to open their glue. So there's this wait time and lag time or a frustration as they try to figure it out. And things are not at a level where they could be successful with a little bit of effort, but it's just too above and beyond them. So having the distance learning was very frustrating, but it was also a blessing to be able to see firsthand what your kids are doing well and what they're struggling with. So having the right supplies was a big thing in here. The other one was preparation. So preparation at home and a preparation at work. And one of the things that I really like setting up her station, my daughter's station for our distance learning, and how we set up our stations for work. So there's a lot of comparisons on both, what it was like at home as a mom and what it was like at work as a business owner. And I know that some people who are really enjoying this book are teachers, because they're looking at it from a parent perspective. And I'm a parent with appreciation and some experience in education, which I'm grateful for. But it is also, you can see that even with that, I struggled. So you can imagine like how hard this is for people who are working and parenting. So it was a very good perspective that I know a lot of teachers were really grateful for, and also even customers, to see things from a different point of view. Break preparation. So I was preparing snacks, like healthy snacks for my kids, like fruits and vegetables I'll cut. And I was feeling so good about myself, but they would eat it all by like day 2 in a 7-day week when I prepared snacks. So I started like finding other solutions. There's tips in here like freeze Go-Gurt. My mom taught me that if you freeze your Go-Gurt, they take longer to eat it and they love it. And it gives you like 10 minutes of like absolute silence. So that was one of my snacks that I said, I can't keep preparing all this fresh, healthy stuff. I need some store-bought stuff, and started to find what are those good snacks that my kids really enjoy and I approve. And then it reminded me of just like, I'm rereading this and reminding me of this curbside. It was wild, you guys, behind the scenes. Like, if you know Tori, she doesn't talk much. She's like a hammer in the kitchen, but she'll just walk around and look at me and go like this. That's it. And that's what she was doing while like there's blasting hip hop music in the shop, because our shop was closed. Christine and I would be like running in and out, because our goal was to get to every car in 1 minute or less. So we were faster than most drive-thrus. And we would be running to the cars, and there'd be like music pumping in the shop to get us pumped. And every time there was a little break, Allie would tell us, like, she would like blow a whistle and yell water break, like a varsity coach, like to remind us to hydrate. And it's really funny because she would pass us the bags and she would say like, Erin, gray Toyota Tacoma. And we would be like, Erin, gray Toyota Tacoma, Erin, gray Toyota Tacoma, Erin, gray Toyota Tacoma. Like we would just repeat it as we were walking out the door and looking for the gray Toyota Tacoma. And that's what was literally what was happening in our heads while we were running to drive by pickup. We don't do that anymore because it's not running. It's really relaxed and there's a lot less people that come. But during that time, it was crazy. And then sometimes you guys would text us and it'd be like two white Honda Odysseys, like both pull up at the same time. And they're like, hi, I'm here in my Honda White Odyssey. And I was like, great, which one? And we'd take a chance. And then sometimes you would say like, oh, I'm in my blue Audi. And then I would like look and there'd be only a red Audi. And so I would walk up to your car and be like, are you so-and-so? Did you mean to say red Audi, not blue? And they'd be like, oh my God, I forgot. And I'm like, because this is not blue. Like, this is clear, this is red. So it was just wild, but it's really funny to read this and think back because in that moment, it just felt so chaotic. But to see the progression and where you've come and what you got through gives you that boost and confidence to feel like you can get through the next thing. So there's also safety preparation in here of things that we did at home and at work. And work continues. It's very we have stations as soon as we walk in and we do our checks and we communicate with each other what we all went through, what we've done over the weekend. We're all vaccinated, but we are taking our temperatures, we're hand sanitizing, we're washing, we're doing all the things we would normally do as a health place that serves food, but taking it to a whole nother level because of COVID. And then at home, one of the things I talked about is the sanitizing station, and that has been the best thing. Like some things I set up as parenting tips and I think they're gonna work and they're complete fails, and I just want to tell you never mind. But the sanitizing station has worked for my kids and our family, which is basically command hooks on a wall right by the door with clean masks and a basket for dirty masks and a basket for place to throw in all the stuff that needs to be clean when they come home. And they have a routine to walk straight into the shower as soon as they're done with their day, as soon as they come home from school. So that helps to kind of give them this routine of cleanliness, and it works for all of us in our family. So that's been huge. And I will share with you a new tip that we have since done. I'll share with you a picture, but because as the kids get one preparation routine, I'll teach them another one and another one to slowly empower them to become more independent and helpful. And of course, they're also a year older now, but we have since got a Polaroid camera, like those old school Polaroid cameras. The kids love it because they get to take their own pictures, though they have a budget on how much they can take because those things are expensive. But I did use it to take pictures of them doing their morning routine, and we wrote what those things are. So it's like brush teeth, wash face, pack snack, change clothes, all of that. And it's in picture format because my son, my 4-year-old still can't read, but my 6-year-old can read. So then she's matching the pictures to the words, and it's just lined up on our wall. So every morning, instead of them asking me what's next, I just tell them to look at their chart, look at the pictures. And so they look at the pictures for their morning and their night routine, and they know what to do so that they can prepare themselves for the day. And it also has given me a little bit of freedom to not have to repeat myself. And that has helped me as a mom to not say the same thing over and over again, and to just be like, check the chart, look at the chart. So that's a great one that I'll share with you guys, because anything that's working for me, oh my gosh, anything that's working for you, please share it with me, because I'm open to anything, especially if you have kids beyond 4 and 6. How did you get to the next level? And then the work in progress. So things that we still are preparing for, like it's just this chapter is packed with stuff. The lessons are learned, like how preparation takes a lot of work, but it's well worth it. So I don't do this to preach and tell you that I know everything or I'm better. It's really like more to connect and let you know that I know it's hard, and there's some things we absolutely can't prepare for, like just hearing news of losing people to COVID this very morning is things that I cannot even prepare myself for. But we have other things prepared in place to give us the space to take care of the things that we weren't prepared for. So, for example, we have a running weekly market list and meals that I know how to make, and my kids like it, and I know what ingredients are needed, and it's some of the same things like Taco Tuesday, spaghetti, steak, but it will help. It's already made, it's easy, and I know where to find it in the market, so it's very fast for me to get that. And so instead of coming up with maybe some new exciting menu this week or new meals or whatever, I might just go back to the default meals with that don't take too much thinking, to give myself some space to deal with other things that I didn't expect to happen this week. So that's how preparation, I think, works in real life. Is it's kind of you prepare as best as you can, even if you can't prepare for everything. But the opportunity now is to take one of those routines or one of those preparation tips that you heard, implement it in your life. And I hope that it helps you, whether it's the sanitizing station, the morning or night routine for your kids, one for yourself, the morning routine for yourself, whether it is doing the drive-by and scheduling it as your weekly Saturday thing from 3 to 5 to come by and stay in your car. I know that's a godsend for people who have elderly or little ones that they don't want to, it's a huge hassle to get out of your car. We still have that every Saturday from 3 to 5. So you can order anything online whenever, and then make sure that you pick it up that Saturday from 3 to 5. That can be your routine to get out of the house, to do something fun, like let the kids pick something, learn how to order online, and then they can come and they can see it come out of the shop and then get that in the car as their treat if they hit their goals for the week, or if they do their homework or whatever. Or it's for yourself if you survive during the week. I know one thing for me is we created a celebration of life truffle box this year, and ironically it's being used this year. So it's just something that I've noticed for the first time. We're starting to lose chocolate friends because we've been in business long enough that we've made friends, and now we're starting to see some of those friends pass away. Our elderly mainly, but some younger ones that were unexpected, and I know that I have that available. So for these unexpected times when I don't know what to do and it's stressful to think about where to go to shop and what to get, I'm just getting the cooler bag, the book, and a box of the celebration of life for one person, one family member, for each of the families that I'm connected with that are experiencing some of this things that they were totally not prepared for, that none of us were prepared for. And that's how you can just start implementing some of these opportunities now. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, that was kind of long. It's just, I feel like these could be very beneficial for somebody listening. And it's helpful for me too. It's bringing me a little peace to just remember where we've come from, what we can do now, and to have hope for the future. So find the lesson learned, the opportunity now, hope for a future, so that we can bring peace to our world, one chocolate story at a time. Here's the sanitizing station, and I'll share with you the pictures of our morning and evening routine. And that's it. Book Talk and Book Club is back. Thank you, chocolate friends, for joining me.